Age of Empires 2 came out in 1999. Now, it doesn't matter when Age of Empires 2 came out, though, because we are live. YouTube, welcome back to another One Live Realism event, utilizing the Scriptum Realism mod. Tonight, we've got a free wave respawn event where both teams are fighting to capture and hold 3 capture points. Whoever holds the majority after the end of match time, which is 90 minutes, is the winner. Teams taking part tonight, I'll quickly run down the names. On the Axis side, we have the 363 VD, the 116 PCD, the 5th Gigabyte Division, and the 9 SS. And then on the Allies, we have the 6 GA and PIB, and you can just see them on the leaderboard here. I'll just quickly scroll. Look, they're all there. I mentioned them all. Every clan is there that I mentioned. The map for tonight, I'll quickly show you the map because we're playing on a custom map, as always now with these One Life events. Here is the custom map. As you can see, all fancy wherever it is. I can't see my OBS. So we're going to be playing in the highlighted zone on the far eastern side of the map. The 3 capture points are 720, 715, and 710. And that's basically it. The Germans start down in the red zone, the Allies start up in the blue zone, and they're going to meet in the middle. Limited amount of tanks both teams can use, and vehicles. And it's just your standard One Live event where rules of the EFU group apply. Only medics can revive. Let's get to the action now, because the action is kicking off already, most likely. So we've got a big contingent of the 6GA and PIB. They're forming up the Allies, while the Axis is made up of multiple teams, clans, as I said. And already, the Axis have moved in, and they've started to capture, or starting to capture the center cap. They've captured the most southern point. So what do the Germans have on display here? Germans, they have a P-38, 2 P-38s, moving to hold down this hard spawn here. You can see the flagpole. The flagpole is not quite, it's not quite attached to the ground. But 2 Panzer 38s are holding up the center cap here. So we'll have to see how the PIB and the 6GA deal with this on the Allies. The 6GA do have access to their own tanks. They have Renault 35s, and they also have a Samoa. You can see the Samoa there as the machine gun fire ripples through the bushes. Infantry ducking down, getting into cover. The Samoa looking to line up a shot and maybe push back these tanks. Going to be an even fight now that the armor overhaul has come out. Panzer 38s are actually very capable at dealing with the armor of the French now. No longer do French tank dominate. We've also got the 9SS rocking a half-track here with the mounted machine gun, the M34 on there. First shot there goes from the Samoa, landed on the P-38, and the P-38 engine is out. It is on fire. Smoke is bellowing out of the turret. Both down the barrel and out the top of the hatch. Whitman, he gets sprayed down then by machine gun fire. I think we're going to have the first P-38, the first tank casualty of this battle, as the second P-38 is looking to push forward. His comrade going down. He's pushing forward a little bit. Breaking out of cover, as you can see, the P-38 exploding in the background there. So the third casualty of this war is a German tank. Now we've got a second German tank pushing forward, a P-38. He's going to push out into the open, straight towards where he knows the enemy is. It's going to be interesting to see how he deals with this. A new rule that the EUF events have, by the way, is both teams get to pick a pre-made loadout. As we just go on board of the P-38 here, who's under fire once again. Samoa lining up shots. The Samoa is pushing forward. The Samoa taking 2 big hits there. The Renault 35 is slow to capitalize. We've got the Samoa. The Samoa's engine is out, and I think that might be a fire starting to spread. The Renault 35 missing a shot. And it is the Panzer 38 who is going to be victor over the Samoa. The Samoa pushing forward a little bit too there, and the Renault 38 missing both its shots. A little bit of a bad communication between the team, between the tank crews of the Allies. Didn't quite line up perfectly to capitalize and sandwich the P-38 in the middle. P-38 takes out probably the heaviest tank on the board at the moment, the Samoa. Heavy armor, decent gun on it, and a lot of casualties here for the 6GA as they've been flanked. Infantry have been flanked. You can see machine gun fire rippling down the road as the 6GA and PIB infantry have been completely sandwiched, as the 5th Gigabyte Division have a squadron flanking here with a half track, that M34 machine gun shooting straight down the road. You can see all the casualties here mounting up for the Allies. The Renault 35 still holding in that bush, and the P-38 is just also holding back as well. And you can see one part of the Realism mod vehicles have working headlights. Also, soldiers themselves have their own hand torches. Where he know? Where he know? Is that what I said? Where he know? So yeah, talking about how the team selected their equipment for tonight. There is a big list of pre-made army groups, platoon groups, whatever you want to call them. And each team gets to pick one army group they want to take into the events. And they don't know what the other team has picked. Sometimes they're limited to Chapter 2 era armies. Sometimes it's Chapter 3 armies. Sometimes it's all armies combined. As we've got Scott here pushing forward in the 3rd Allied tank, another Renault 35. They're trying to sandwich this P-38 again. And there it is, one beautiful side shot into the P-38 there. Its engine's out, fire is spreading, smoke bellowing out of the turret. And that means Allied tank domination is going to be on the board. You can see now the Renault 38 taking down 2 infantry there from the 9SS. Those machine guns spraying through the bushes. So the Allied should have tank domination on the board right now. Their infantry has been wiped out, but they hold tank domination as we have the 6GA with a 5-man squad moving into the center point. There's a small 116 PCD squad looking to counter push this. They saw the infantry move in. They know there's a tank nearby. But the Allies are looking strong right now. They hold 2 of the objectives, I would say. But they did suffer a lot of infantry casualties. See the P-38 just ammo popping, crackling there. As Ziegler managing just to dodge those Renault 35 machine gun shots. You can see the bursts of the machine gun just spraying through the bushes, through the trees. Did a good job of suppression and also picked up a few kills and wounds here. There, good grenade goes out there from Kennedy. I think that was a Kennedy grenade. Took out Janus. Good grenade from him. So how are the Germans going to react to this now? They have suffered casualty losses themselves. The 9SS squad over here has basically been wiped out as the 6J continue to push forward. Artillery coming down. Hard to tell whose artillery that might be. I imagine that is probably German artillery. It's hard to tell whose artillery that is. It did kill Ruben, and I think Wick also went down. So it might have been just as well as our Allied artillery. I would love if there's a way in spectator cam to be able to see artillery. If there's just like a little pop up to the side of the corner, like Allies have called in artillery or something like that, just so you can, as an admin, I know where they're happening. Sadly, I can't zoom in on the map to make it easier. But it looks like most of the Allies' forces are concentrating on just pushing through in the center of the cap here, while the Axis forces are a little bit more spread in their squads, trying to hold down the flanks. It does mean their center was open, and the Allies have pushed in. There's a new vehicle asset on the board as a 5th Gigabyte division return with that half-track, that machine gun, that M34. Scott in his Renault 35 holding the perimeter and still doing suppressive fire over on the 9SS. Don't know how Ziegler has managed to get away. There is a half track here, so maybe maybe Rek will want Ziegler. Goddamn. I'm a bit mucusy. I'm a bit snotty. You'll have to forgive me. I have still lingering flu. Be interesting to see if he tries to save this half track. We do have another Renault 35 pushing forward now. That's probably going to see the half track, to be fair. Firing into the tree line. 2 tanks on the board is going to be the absolute key to the Allied success at this point. The Germans have no armor nearby. These tanks should dominate the board while they can. They also still have plenty of infantry support behind them. You see all the infantry there, so they still have the opportunity to push up with the tanks. See Scott in here in his Renault just changing location a little bit. He's down to one crew. I'm not quite sure if his fellow tank crew got killed. It looks like he maybe did. So Scott retreating in that Renault 35 for now. The other Renault 35 still holding this little road that leads down to the central cap. You know, Garrick and Nuffle from the 6J and Jonathan starting to push up there behind the tank. Let's see what happens to Scott here. Scott is just slowly retreating back. Maybe getting ready for the next respawn wave. So both teams have 3 respawn waves in this event. Yeah, the 363 just keeping their heads down there as the Renault 35 drives by. The Axis are suffering a lot of casualties here, though. Look at the numbers for the German side. They've basically been completely broken in the center. The 5th Gigabyte Division have moved in to try support it. The 5th Gigabytes have moved in to try support the center, but you've got the 6J also just pushing through here on the, well, this would be the western flank. Not looking too good for the Germans at this point. Is he going to shoot the half-track? And Ziegler, he gets sprayed down there by the brain gun. Finally, he's spotted. You can see the infantry working with the tank there, passing on messages. Mortars coming in. Again, hard to tell whose mortars these are. Let's look on the map, see if we can see the mortars. I don't see any allied mortars unless they're hand mortars. And I do hear hand mortars. Yeah. It's Eric. He's going to have to watch out with those mortars. He's found them a little bit close to the 6 gigabytes here. We've got Cheese, Trebian, and Carlson. They're going to have to keep their heads down as friendly mortars are raining right over their heads. Renault 35 still holding on to the... Is he going to shoot that half-track or not? He's looking at it. Oh, he is shooting it. Okay, fair. Speaking of half-track, we've got the 5th Gigabyte half-track. It opened up fine then, but again, the 5th Gigabyte, the center point here for the Germans has just been broken again. Only 3 members of the 5th Gigabyte division are alive. They still have their grey M34 half-track here. And it is starting to push forward, but if it drives straight towards the Renault 35, it's not going to have a good time. Renault 35, not quite sure what he's shooting at there, just doing a little bit of suppressive fire maybe. He probably heard the half-track in front of him. He must have heard the half-track, or infantry probably heard it. He's just doing suppressive fire. And yeah, the Germans at the moment are completely caught off. You've got a large contingent of Germans over here. The 363 VD. They do have a Panzer 38 over here on the eastern flank. But it doesn't matter. They're kind of caught out of position here. Unless they decide to go right behind enemy lines and cause some havoc. You can see the Gigabytes there are actually retreating. Their half-track picked up their last remaining infantrymen, and they're just getting out of there. They're getting away from that tank. They know there's a tank on the board. They can't deal with that armor until they get their own armor on board. And so far, this game is comfortably in the hands of the Allies as a few infantry reinforcements start to push forward here. You can see 6J pushing members forward. PIB actually have a couple of the members over here. Lucky, he just got blasted by that Panzer 38. Arf. Look at that helmet. Arf gets sprayed down, and also Mike Bluestar gets sprayed down. So that is going to alert the Allies. You can see that green tracer bouncing all the way across the map there. Shaw also got sprayed down by machine gun fire. I think that's just blind machine gun fire hitting him through the bushes. So the 6GA do know that there's a German battalion over here now, squadron, whatever you want to call it. They do know the Germans hold a strong position over on the eastern side of the map. So that half-track goes boom. And you can see the 6GA blowers with a big, strong infantry battalion supported by the R38, and then with the PIB further behind, giving covering fire. Again, the map control for the Allies here is very dominant. It looks like Scott has returned. Scott's back with a Renault 38, and he's putting shots down range. Maybe being communicated to him that there's infantry over on this section. Cheesewright just killed Braze. Good job, Cheesewright. So this would actually be perfect for the Allies right now. If they could mop up a few kills with the R35 here, that would absolutely, completely decimate what the Germans have remaining. See, the Allies have captured point 715. You can see it on the map. Oh, and a big shot there. It's the it was the Panzer 38 just sniping a shot through the trees. And that is Scott dead. And that is the R-35 bellowing smoke. Flame set. They've been ambushed by that German tank. And there goes the 38. Great shot there by the Panzer 38. Just calmly engine off, patiently waiting, camouflage with this overcast, the rain. He had a good position. That brings tank control back to one apiece. Allies and Germans both have one tank on the board currently. But it doesn't matter because the Allies are the ones controlling the majority of the points at the moment. I'm actually not sure why the capture points aren't showing their flags. They should be showing their flags. I suspect it's a bug. Probably a bug, but the Allies do firmly control the first cap in the north and now the central cap. And now look at all the infantry flooding forward for the Allies. At this point, they might decide, you know what, let's just keep pushing south. We might be able to get all the way south. Or they might just hold, pick off a few more kills, and wait for a respawn wave. Again, both teams have 3 respawn waves, and I don't think either team has used a respawn wave yet. But this is a very strong start for the Allies here. Great work for their infantry. They did get flanked, and they did lose a lot of infantry early on from the 5th Gigabytes, who flanked in that half-track perfectly, firing straight down the road. And they also did lose their Samoa and just one R-35. So, armor-wise, although they had great initial success, they have lost their armor advantage currently. They still hold a very sizable infantry advantage. Even though Cheese Right is probably going to get a few more team kills, so you're going to have to watch out for Cheese Right.
I'm right. I'm just going to go and link up with Seb and find out what's going on back in a sec.
I'm guessing PIB have taken central, taking shots, east 100.
Shots coming in. Lesman just got a kill on the 363. That's very unfortunate. That's something the Germans didn't need right now. They didn't need a team kill when they're starting to fall apart on numbers. Machine guns coming through. You can see the green tracers firing through the hedge line there, forcing the Allies to hit the deck. Bullets go whizzing over their heads. Let's go have a look at the 363 and their formation as they move in. Slowly creeping forward in a good lined unit, covering each other with the machine guns further back, giving good covering fire as they try to move into this little complex, fight and contest for this cap. And yay! He got revived. Good job, Moore. M34 again. That machine gun giving some suppressive fire. 2 machine guns suppressing the cap now. And the Panzer 38 is also pushing forward. So the Allies under a lot of machine gun suppression at the moment. Where is the R-35? The R-35 is all the way over here, I think. Yeah, he's out of position. He's not with his infantry, so we'll have to see if that Panzer 38 does do any damage if it pushes in. Bismarck and Skutsk both go down. As a Steele over here, who is trying to make Steele, who was part of that 3-man squad. The last member, as Shaw got cut down. I can't remember who else was Steele. Great little flank from him. Cuts off Bismarck and Skutsk as those going in a flank here and pushing forward. Few grenades and mortars coming in. Ark is very brave on that roof. The Germans are slowly pushing in. The 363 fighting for this objective. The only squad left alive for the Axis team, as Eric there is putting some mortars. Good job for Eric. Putting the mortars where he thinks the enemies are, suppressing them, and those mortars are actually doing a great job. The R-35 coming forward here as well. Sorry, the P-38. As the 363 are pushing closer and closer. Smoke screen has gone out to help cover their approach. Lesman pushing in. He gets hit by a grenade. He's got that machine gun in hand. He's trying to clear out buildings. He's trying to clear out rooms. Is he going to get in the inside and clear them out? He clears out Benheim. And Drummer trades. Anderson goes down. Heinz is trying to push forward. As Ickel here is also on the flank, trying to push around. The P-38 getting closer and closer. PIB suffering 2 squad infantries there. as the R35 is slowly pushing forward as well. Commendable effort here from the 363, but I don't think it's going to be enough. John Orange goes down. I think Cheesewright is also going to bleed out at the back. Yep, Cheesewright goes down. So the Allies are actually suffering a lot of casualties here in terms of infantry. They held a sizable lead in terms of infantry numbers, but they are slowly starting to dwindle. As 363 are doing a good job. Their medics, Muller, they're doing an excellent job making sure his team stays in this fight. Anderson pushing on this building. PIB have been completely cleared out of this corner building now. Gives the 363 a foothold to push in. Float, he gets sprayed down there. Eric, he almost gets cut down by the MP40 of Echo there. This R35, he knows there's a tank nearby. They probably heard the engines. R35 being cautious to move forward. He knows this P38 is strong. He's already taken out one tank with one single hit. You just want to peek that corner and give yourself away. Ludwig, Team YouTube. Is he still alive? He is. He's slowly moving forward as well. Eric, he gets cut down now. As the 363 are doing a good job even in the numbers here. The 6GA and PIB on the Allies are losing a lot of members of their team at this point. Dealing with just one squad of the Germans. Wooly P grenades trying to smoke out the corner house here. As Heinz, Anderson, Muller, and Lesman are still alive. And they're just picking off kill after kill. And soon the point is going to be contested and back in the hands of the Germans. I think the R35 needs to start pushing forward a little bit here. But he's going to have to be careful because the P38 is just around the corner. And all it takes is one shot and it will be game over for the Allied tank here from the 6GA. Rain gun firing. Seb goes down. The R35 is trying to push back Echo there. An explosion in the distance. Don't know what that was. Maybe an old vehicle just disappearing. Muller is doing an excellent job keeping the 363 in this fight. He's just running all over the place, getting revives up, getting his team back in this fight. And it shows, man. Look at the numbers just dwindle. And there's one shot. The P38 hits one shot. Renault 35 completely overshoots. And that is going to be the R35 dead. As one of the crewmen goes down. A bit of a glancing shot. Can Boring save this tank? As what remains of hope is his hat, a fire extinguisher, and 2 arms. Poetic. R35 now, knowing it has the dominant lead. Look at him rushing forward. This is his time to take control. Great shot there, and there goes the engine. That is a 363. Excellently played by them. This Panzer 38, this crew of this Panzer 38 have been so patient, so wise and knowledgeable. Pushing forward when they knew they had the advantage then. And that completely shifts the course of this battle. The 6GA and PIB, who are so confident, the Allies, so outnumbering, have just dwindled their numbers one by one. Now they've lost their only armor support on the map. I think that means the hard cap is going to switch back into the German favor. Oh, big shot there by the Panzer 38. And the Panzer 38 knows at this point he has control of the board. He can just shoot. He can get a little bit closer. He can support his infantry, knowing that there is nothing to worry about that much for him. And the 363 have done an excellent job. Muller, medic there for his squad, and every member, along with the tank support, perfectly working this. And they've completely pushed back the Allies. Numbers are completely even. The cap is now contested. Great play there by the 363. At one point, it looked like that might be a clean sweep for the Germans. They were completely outnumbered, but how they played the 363, very tactical play by them. Boring gets a kill on Heinz. He wasn't able to get upstairs. Muller, medic upstairs. Boring there, the last tank crewman alive, just trying to get some kills. McCrim goes down. Seb, Trebian, and Cheesewright are the only ones alive, I believe. for the Allies. Yes, Steel's gone. So only 3 members of the Allies left at this point, and that means the 363 controlled the second camp. Cool. Kepler over here. Trebian sees him. Easy kill there from Trebian. The Panzer 38 can now just sit happily on the objective and wait for the reinforcements to arrive. Great job there by the Germans. What's going on the inside, boys? How you doing, Lesman? Oh yeah, the Dragon Sword. I completely forgot. The Realism mod allows the ability to drag soldiers now. And there goes Heinzman. Being very brave, Seb. Very brave. Maybe just rush in. Just rush in. You never know what could happen. Bayonet the tank. That was, I mean, that was great. I'm sorry my voice doesn't sound very enthusiastic tonight. Again, still suffering from a flu. I'm still got, you know, bad throat, bad nose. But goddamn, that was good play there by the 363. They really did just completely claw this back for their team. It didn't look too good for the Germans at the beginning, but they completely pulled this back. Trebian picking up 1 kill there. Can he get Heinz as well? Nope.
Good job.
There's one another one in the building. Right, middle door. On the floor. Throw a nade in there.
I've used mine.
Echo. He heard the bushes ruffling. He heard Cheese Rye moving in the bushes. And Seb, bro, I just honestly at this point just climb a tree or get into a spot where you can just pick off kills. It doesn't look like the Germans are pulling forward any reinforcements. This could be an interesting tactic if the Germans decide, you know what, we're not going to call in a reinforcement until everyone is dead. Until everyone is dead, we're not calling in any reinforcements. Those people who are still alive, they're going to make you bleed. You can see the 6J have called in a reinforcement, and their reinforcements are slowly starting to push south. Seb is the only one who has survived for the Allies at this point. The only one who hasn't died. Where is he? Oh, he also hasn't got any kills, so he's kind of pointless. Come on, Seb. What's going on, man? Surviving isn't winning, my guy. Surviving is not winning. But yeah, great play for, by this 363. And they still have that Panzer 38 on the board. And that Panzer 38, again, that Panzer 38 still being alive, he could absolutely decimate the reinforcements coming in for the Allies. Because the Allies are losing this game now. They have to take a second camp. The winner is the one who holds the majority of the camps. There's 3 camps, so do the maths. The winner who holds at least 2 or more is the winner. And yeah, that means the Germans are currently winning. And they've got 3 infantry and 1 tank defending this point now. There are new tanks on the board, though. Coming in for the Allies, along with infantry support, rocking forward slowly. Garrick, do your best not to get any team kills this game, okay? Try. Try your best. Hey, let's see how this goes. You can see the German tank moving in the background. You can also hear the whine of the French tanks. Okay, we've got Germans actually arriving on the board now. The German reinforcements are starting to move up. The German reinforcements are on their way. A little bit slower to arrive, but they hold the map control in terms of objectives. So there's no need for them to rush. The 6J are starting to move in once again. The Samoa slowly creeping forward here. Honestly, if that Panzer 38 can pick up some kills like it did earlier, it's just going to keep the balance in the favor of the Germans.
Guys, we have an enemy tank on point, so let me know if you see it. Also, artillery.
Ooh, what shot was that? Is that another Panzer 38? It is another Panzer 38. A Panzer 38 is gonna done a little bit of a flank here. He's under fire though. Oh, he's put himself into a rough position here. 2 shots. The next one might be his end. He misses the shots on the R35. Although this R35 isn't doing that much penetration damage so far. The P38 just can't see where he's getting shot from at this point. And there goes the engine, and Whitman goes down. The fire is spreading. The Panzer 38, unfortunately for him, that's going to be his end. So once again, the Allies are securing. The Allies are once again securing early tank control. But can they keep that up? They did that last time, and they wasn't able to hold on. Will they be able to do that again? It looks like the 363 suffered a lot of casualties. You see Muller, Bismarck, Eckel, and Heinz, they all went down. So not quite sure how they went down. Maybe mortars came in while the tank battle was going on, but there is 68 infantry pushing forward. Seb died. Thank you, Seb. Honestly, good. That that tank advantage, though, again, it swings us in the favor of the Allies. If they could just push forward their tanks in a nice group together, they can easily overwhelm any German tank 3-1 or 3-2. So Renault 35 slowly creeping forward.
Come on, guys, let's push in.
Here the tank trying to muster the infantry nearby to push in. Great shot there, straight into the building. The 9SS, there, the infantry on the cap now, trying to hold it up. Oh, the Renault 35. This might be its end, just like that. Just like that, that might be its end. I don't think the mine got placed. Unfortunately for Viltry here, I don't think he managed to place the magnetic mine. He's chasing the tank. Look at him, he's so close. The R35 is actually going to drive in front of the P38 if he's not careful. And there goes the engine of the P38. It is now disabled on cap. The Panzer 38 is patrolling around behind. The Samoa and other tank needs to push forward. Now, big grenade there gets a triple kill on the 6J infantry. And the P-38 sees the Samoa smoke moving forward. It's going to land the first shot, surely. It misses. It misses its first shot. The Samoa trying to return a shot. And the P-38 just moving back behind a wall cover now. As the Allies once again securing map control, and they are pushing their tanks forward, trying to take out this P-38. Samoa at the front, missing its shot. Renault 35 on the rear. Oh, and a big shot there from the P-38. Takes out the crewman of the Samoa. And the Renault hadn't fired yet. The Renault needs to fire to save the Samoa quickly. A bounce shot there. The P-38, if the P-38 pulls this off, that's insane. It managed to just use its acceleration, gets around the corner. Oh my god, the R38 here from the the P38 from the 363, absolutely tank fiend right now, keeping his team in this match, getting so many kills. He's killed the tank crew of the Samoa. He's trying to flank behind the R38. Oh, one of the R38s lands a shot straight through the bomb. And the P-38 retreating now. The 363 there. The absolute madmen in this P-38. Just inflicting so many casualties to the Allies. Complete nuisance. But it does look like they are retreating at this point. They know they are outnumbered by infantry and tanks, although they did an incredible job killing the tank crew of the R-35, the Samoa. The second R-35 just wasn't quick enough. He just dawdled, just wasn't quick enough to get into the fight and place some APHE or whatever he has into the Panzer. Scott's tank can be repaired, though. Only its engine was disabled. You see Scott, he's getting his R-35 back into the fight. Greetings from the admin. Yo, Trapper, salute. Good job on being an admin tonight, man. You can hear them trying to get communications of where this tank is. I mean, French tanks don't have radios. You got to remember that. Big blitz of machine gun fire coming in from the Germans now. You got the 116 PCD here, putting a volume of machine gun fire downrange, suppressing the Allies. And again, the Allies are suffering casualties. The Allies still have 3 tanks up, though. That's big for them. And we've got the Gigabytes. Once again, the second time in this match, the Gigabytes have taken a half-track. They've moved to this little junction in the road. And they're trying to cut off the reinforcements. They haven't had much success this time. PIB putting down a smoke screen in front of the half-track. Manx actually went down. All the way at the back there. The Allies do control 2 points. But can they hold on? They massively outnumbered the Germans last time. And, well, we know how that went. Can they hold on to it? Oh, the timer didn't get started. I don't actually know how long is left in this match. They forgot to start the time. It's fine. I can kind of guess it. I would say we've probably got about 50 minutes left in the match. We've probably got about 50 minutes left in this match. Ren returning some fire there as the 116 PCD trying to move forward. The Samoa tank has just been left. Honestly, at this point, I would just park one tank next to the other tank. 53 minutes left. Good guess by me. Get your driver out of the R-35 and just have it as a bunker, machine bunker. Just optimize as much firepower from your tanks as possible. See, the Gigabytes are retreating with their half-track. Looking to locate to a new angle so they can put down suppressive fire. Maybe try to move into the cap. They do have a full squad right here, the Gigabytes. Along with that half-track is going to give them great fire suppression. The R-35 is trying to hold this tree line here. Wouldn't be surprised if he started doing some fire suppression into the trees.
Take care of the MG right there.
Okay. Let's see what the Germans do at this point. Once again, the Germans need to push in and take the cap. Will the Allies throw it away like they did first time, or will they hold on this time? I think this time, with the extra tank support, they should be able to hold on. 2 kills immediately there from the R-35. Welcome back, gamer. Artillery called in. That's got to be Allied artillery. Actually, well-placed Allied artillery. It disabled the half-track here, and it's pushed back this little section of the 116 PCD. There is still a Panzer 38, though, on the board, and this Panzer 38 could do some long-range shooting. A Panzer 38 could easily do some long-range shooting. We've seen how skilled that 363 crew is, how aware they are, the strengths and weaknesses of their tanks, how to utilize them. You almost finished editing? Nice, man. Okay, okay. Smoke screen went out on the R35 to try to blind it. But I think it's already done enough damage there. It's killed half that squad. I'd love to see some long-range tank engagement from that R38. He had P38. Goddamn, the names are so similar. Nice. The P38 has the advantage in terms of fight against the R35. The R35 short barrel.
Yeah.
Jesus, man.
It's good player.
God damn. The power of the sun. Actually hurts my eyes to look at that. It's insane. Got Dietrich here, binoculars in hand. He's trying to do some spotting for the tank here. Germans are playing it steady. They're playing it easy again. They're not rushing in. They played it slow and steady the first time, and that managed to absolutely decimate the Allies. And they're playing it slow and steady once again. Allies currently really only have one functional tank on the board. Oh no, the second one is back. The L-35 is back. They repaired the engine. Last match with the 1940 layer, the 38 won the tank battle. But so far, despite being outnumbered and losing a couple of tanks, they have been technically winning the tank battles. That the 363 with their Panzer 38 have been absolutely incredible in keeping the Germans in this match. Along with the infantry as well. The 363 infantry did a good job early in the match, taking back the camp. See these R38s. The Allied tanks position themselves on the flanks, spread out, trying to hold back any incursion that might be coming in from enemy infantry or enemy vehicles. Let's see what the tank crew of this R35 say. You can hear the engine of the Panzer, and you can tell the gunner definitely hears it. Because he's trying to scan through the trees. He's trying to spot it the best he can. He might have eyes any second. He might have eyes through the trees. Panzer 38 positioning yourself well there. The remains of the 116 squad over here. They're back doing some machine gun fire. Trying to put some suppression on this objective to allow infantry to move forward. Maneuver into new positions. Got Ark, man. Ark is being brave. On here.
German MG to 10 best.
Kennedy, calm down. And there's a shot from the R35 who's been waiting patiently, listening to the engine noise. And it's actually the 5th Gigabyte Division Panzer who takes the hit there. Crewman going down. He has to retreat. Engine goes out just like that, though. Great hit. Fire spreading. And that is the 5th Gigabyte losing a Panzer 38. The tanks are in a squad chat mostly. You could join the tank squad to hear their comms. I could, but I'm not going to because I might distract them. Good idea, though. I might do that for future. I'll let the teams know in future, though, I can do that. But yeah, that's another tank gone down. It wasn't the 363 tank crew, though. The 363 tank crew is still alive. But I'm pretty sure that now comfortably secures the second cap in favor of the Allies. The Germans don't have any armor assets to push the 2 tanks currently on board for the Allies. So I'm pretty confident the Allies can just sit here now and wait for the Germans to make their next move. 5th Gigabyte tank, rip. F. Can we get an F in chat for the Gigabyte tank? Or a salute? F with a Greek flag. 45 minutes left. We're halfway through the event. Both teams have used one respawn wave. And there he is. Back in his old position. The Panzer 38 363. The Panzer 38 from the 363 tank crew back in his position, and honestly, I think he's going to do it again. I think this is going to be an absolute repeat of what happened before. And there's the one shot. Scott trying to retreat his R35, immediately ambushed by the tank crew. He jumps in the gun though. Is he able to save it? His tank is on fire. He did manage to get one shot into the Panzer 38, but it wasn't enough. This is... How many tanks did they have to take out to get an ace? This tank crew here, the 363 tank crew, is absolutely just, it's putting in so much work on his back right now. Where are they? 6 kills to their name. I think that's their 4th tank kill now. I think that's their 4th tank crew. And again, they've just completely shifted the balance of power on the board. It's now even in terms of tanks. 1v1. There is a Renault 35 somewhere on the board. Yeah, there he is. That completely shifts the balance of power again. The Allies still have infantry superiority, but again, that didn't matter last time. They had that last time, and they still managed to lose the camp because of the great teamwork from the 363 infantry and tank. See, Boring over here, he was trying to spot where that shot came from, but it's a little bit too late at this point. Is that a spear on the side of the tank? Oh, it's a, what do you call it? A lever. A lever. A lever. The 363 tank crew relocating. Relocating their position, not staying in the same spot too long. They know that's how you get killed. You stay in the same, if you stay in the same position, it's an easy way for the enemy to find you and take you out. They did a good job. Shoot, move, shoot, move. Scott, who survived being blown up in the Renault 35, it does allow him to go and save the Samoa. So technically, the Allies still have 2 tanks active, but they're only down to 3 tank crews. So 1 tank is kind of at a disadvantage here. One tank crew is a bit of a disadvantage. It's going to be interesting what the Germans do at this point. Both teams have seemed to backed off a little bit. Neither team really wants to be that one to make the attack, make the advance. But we're just going to, just like both teams, I'm also going to chill for a little bit because I'm tired. I'm tired and hungry, chat. I'm going to be going to bed soon. For work in the morning. So yeah, both teams just, again, this is how these one life events go. Lots of action, then there's a lull in action, there's a pause as both teams organize, get their reinforcements forward, reposition, tend to their wounded, their casualties. We're going for that a little bit at the moment. The signature of one life event where there's a pause in the action. Both teams just come to a realization and just, you know, rework. Ik ben aan de man. That's the limit to my Dutch. And sup. This R35 could hold itself in a nice little position here. In a little divot, but still be able to fire across the trees and hills. Say something. Where's the gunner? Look at his little face. Look at his little face. Perfect, man. Train spotter, if I've ever seen one. While we wait for both teams, let's have a look at the kills quickly. I think these are inflated a little bit by the admin. I could be wrong. So what I'm doing, we're just gonna base this on kills. So we've got 38 kills for the Allies, 40 kills for the Germans. 57 wounds, 24 revives for the Allies, 64 wounds, and 8 revives for the Germans. So you can see the Allies are actually doing a better job when in terms of revives. Kills wise, it's all pretty even at the moment. Shaw with 9 kills is probably leading the charge. 8 there from Kennedy. Those are the top kills for the Allies. And then on the German side, we've got Steiner with 6 in that 363 tank crew. Lesman with 9, however. Yeah, the admin kills are inflating things a little bit. But I think most talk is about this tank crew at the moment. Haven't died yet. Done an incredible job taking out enemy tanks. Wonder if they can make it to the end of the match without being wiped out. They've actually pushed their tank forward a little bit. Be great if they just did some blind fire at this point and just do a little bit of suppressing fire. As the gigabytes have also moved forward a little bit. Or maybe the Allies are going to get a little bit confident. Maybe the Allies can push forward. Maybe they want to go for the final cap. So we can wrap up the game early, maybe. Brew. Oh, look how close that mortar was. That mortar almost landed directly into the half track. Brew, good to see you. Kiss, kiss. Bonjour. That mortar literally inches from landing inside the half track. That would have been devastating. One vehicle gets blown up there. The Panzer 38 still holding back its position. Not rushing him through foolishly. Oh, there's a shot. Big shot there. He's actually spotted the R35 and he's trying to put some shots on it. He's spotted probably the engine smoke. Oh, a big shot. Well, there goes Shaw. No longer top on the kills. Shaw literally goes flying. Direct shot there from the Panzer 38 onto Shaw. Jesus. Nice. Where did the Samoa go for the Allies? If I was them, I would have kept the Samoa just as like a bunker, just ready to fire anywhere. Put it on a nice angle. Like it covers its flanks. Like maybe even here. Place it on the edge of this building here and just blind fire. Suppress. Have someone spotting for you. Have an infantryman spotting for you. Turn the engine off and just go to town. Panzer 38 has his engine off, so he's going to be hearing the Renault 38 clear as day. And there's his machine gun fire. Just like that. Shot onto the Renault 38 face. Oh, and a tracer. That might save the R35 there. Not a tracer, sorry. A deflect. Great work again from the Panzer crew. Using the tracer to try spot the tank. Having the machine gun bullets glance and bounce off. Giving away the position of the tank. Perfectly there. He lands 2 shots. 1 glance. 1 did penetrate. That R30, that P38 really is crewed by an excellent tank crew. Know perfectly well how to use that tank, especially in the latest update. The P38 is pushing forward. The German tank, Panzer, slowly creeping. R35 looks like he doesn't dare move from his position at this point. Turns his engine off. Or makes it very quiet. He lowers the revs. Oh, Becker there. Peeks his head out of the bush. Gets sprayed down immediately. I forgot what machine gun is on there. What machine guns... What machine gun's on the front of the Panzer 38? It's like a weird caliber, right? It's like a .38. Still, he gets blasted out of that building there. Again, this Panzer 38, he's just slowly racking up the kills. It looks like we've got a new a new Renault 35 entering the field, though. Oh, the P38 lands a shot again in front of the Renault. Second shot goes a little bit past as the R35 again moves into cover. This R35 is lucky to be alive. Second R35 sends a shot flying. P-38 has slowly just reversed back a little bit. The Panzer 38 is actually faster than the French tanks now. Used to be the French tanks were a little bit faster than the Chapter 2 German tanks, but now the Panzer 38 is incredibly fast considering the other tanks it's going up against, and its acceleration is insane. It just like darts off to max speed in just seconds. If you ever see the Panzer 38 quickly like turn its engine on and dart, you see how it's probably got the quickest acceleration than any tank. It's the MG37T. The T means they stole it from the Czechs. Oh, okay. Renault 35 pushing forward very bravely. And there he goes, just like that. The Renault 35 pushes forward. P-38 was just waiting down the road, not quite sure what the Renault was trying to do. They just drove straight into line of fire for the P-38. That's another kill. They definitely got a tank ace. What was it, a tanker race or something? The flames are bellowing inside the Renault. It's only a matter of time until it goes kaboom. Like that. Goes kaboom. Kaboom. Again, though, the Allies still control the map. They have one tank on the board still somewhere. Not quite sure where. They did have one. Oh, I think it returned back to main base because one of the players disconnected, unfortunately, so it has to go back to main base to pick them up again. But again, the Allies at this point still have map control, so as good as that tank is doing for the Germans, they're not gaining map control because there's no infantry pushing in with it. The Allies still have plenty of infantry surrounding this central cap. Ooh. That being said, though, the P-38 is pushing forward yet again. Putting some pressure on the cap. Boring gets sprayed down. They keep popping out the bush right in front of the P-38, and every time the coaxial's just like, brah, another one, brah, another one. And another one. See, the crew here trying to clear out these buildings, maybe making, trying to make headway for the infantry to push in after them. Rosberg got the revive on Boring, so good job Boring. Good job there's a medic behind him. But yeah, it's the emphasis is on the Germans to do something. What the German armed infantry doing? They kind of all died. They kind of all died, and they're just slowly up to their own, you know, they're up to stuff. This could be big. This could be big here. Did the mine work? He did. He tracked the P-38. 30 minutes left. The mine goes down. And now that puts the 363 in the toughest situation they've been in their tank now. They've been absolutely dominating this game. They easily have a tank ace. But now they're detracked right next to the cap, and they have no infantry support. I'm not sure what the rules are on repairing tracks, but it looks like they're allowed to. Sometimes there's rules on one life events where you're not allowed to repair anything on your on your tank, but it looks like maybe the rules are for this event that you can repair. Rosberg getting a kill on court there, so the Panzer 38 now is down to two tank crewmen, detracked. Oh no, it's been fixed, or has it? No, still detracked. It's still detracked. Field repairs are allowed. Okay. Poor mad lad. That was actually big for the Allies to do that, because this Panzer 38 was absolutely devastating the defenders. I mean, it's still in a position where it can devastate the defenders. It's still right there. You know, it's not over. You can see German reinforcements now as a wave arriving. So I think this is the second German respawn wave. The tank is slowly creeping forward now. The Renault 35 is heading back. Bend the cap. Maybe gonna try take out the Panzer 38 while it's disabled. Although it's still gonna be hard. That Panzer 38 still has a turret. It's still got a cannon that is stronger than the R35. Half track is coming to support though. The 5th gigabyte have returned with the half track. Infantry starting to move in. Kennedy, he got sprayed down there. He lost his head to the half track pushing in. And this isn't looking too good for the Allies at this point. They still have a very strong PIB section over on the western flank. And they're actually doing a good job on this western flank. Schling goes down amazing early on. Enfield and machine gun fire from the Brens starting to open up fire, suppressing the Germans. But look at this flank coming in from the 116 PCD. Kennedy gone down, Rosberg gone down, and the eastern flank is open for that infantry to start funneling in. The Panzer 38 is still close enough to support the infantry as they move in. The only issue for the Germans at this point is this R35. Funman is the first infantryman of this wave to leave the charge. Grenade in hand. Looking like they're trying to clear the bomb. Unfortunately. Oh, brain gun. Good shot there from Yoke. Second tank crew is... second Panzer 38 is pushing forward. Court is also here. Rushing forward to do those field repairs on his tank. Boren, he gets tagged. He goes down. R35 on the flank here for the Allies, doing its best to hold back the wave of infantry coming in from the 116, and it's actually doing a good job. That 116 infantry wave has been taken out. Only Weikin and Krepler left alive. See a wave of M34s firing down onto the PIB section. Look at all the PIB squadron. They have to get on their bellies, heads below the hedge line, as machine gun fire is keeping them suppressed heavily. 2 Panzer 38s now. This is going to be absolutely game-changing for the Germans yet again. Allies only have 1 R35, and that R35 isn't great against the Panzer 38s. R35 actually put itself in a good position there. That R35 could have blind fired through the smoke and hit the shots. You could have actually blind fired that angle through the hedges and hit both shots on the tanks. I think at this point, it might be good for the Germans to just get a squad mounted on a half track and rush onto the cap right after the Panzer 38s. Rush the Panzer 38s onto the cap and then rush a half track inwards afterwards. And just do a big blitzkrieg onto the cap and just wipe out anything on it. See the Panzer 38s putting shots down onto the cap again there. Again, it's been kind of slow at this point. Both teams playing very cautiously on the attack. Both teams are very cautious on the attack. I feel like the breakthrough of this event is going to be whichever team is going to be the bravest, just to do a blitzkrieg, just to mount up a transport vehicle and just push, just rush onto the objective. I mean, that's going to be the breaking point for either team. Whatever team decides to do that first is probably going to be coming out the winner. Because again, it's still fairly even. The Allies are still on their first respawn wave. They have 2. Germans have used 2. Smoke screen going down. PIB squadron are retreating. Again, if these two P-38s, if they just push side by side together, they could probably overwhelm. They know there's an enemy tank nearby because the engine noise is so loud and they've been shooting at each other. If they just push together, it could be enough to overwhelm. Captain Jack, thank you for the raid. Raiders, welcome. You've just dropped into a one life event using the Scriptum Realism mod. Evenly matched. We've got about 30 minutes left. Thank you, Captain Jack. Salute. Attention on deck. Hey, yo, Captain Jack. Hey, yo, Captain Track. Take me back to the railroad track. Take me back to the railroad track. Give me a woman in my hand. Give me a woman in my hand. I want to be a fucking man. I want to be a fucking man. Left, right, left. Left, right, left. The military snapped. The military snapped. The Air Force ran. The Air Force ran. Company attention. Forward march. Run along the railroad track. Run along with Captain Jack. Captain Jack. Captain. Okay. How you doing, Captain Jack? How is your stream? What have you been playing? How you doing, my guy? Panzer 38 is also pushing forward with some 5th gigabyte infantry. Very slow game here so far. Oh, my nose. I'm struggling to like breathe and talk. I'm surprised anyone knows the lyrics so far. Bro, I love that song. Are you kidding me? I fucking love that song. It takes me back to like that came out like 2010-ish. When I was deep into like World of Warcraft, Lich King, and raiding. I fucking love that song. No, wait, that was probably even earlier. That's probably like Modern Warfare 2 time. A nice round of post screen. Almost good lead. Nice man. GG. GG. So yeah, the Allies, PIB are reinforcing the cap now. They've completely fallen in to the cap. They're not holding any flanks. They're just whatever they've got left remaining on the board. They've all just collapsed in, trying to withstand the bombardment that's coming in from these 2 tanks and also the overwhelming infantry coming in, the machine gun fire. Gotta run, have fun. Have fun, man. I need to see when it came out now. When did Captain Jack come out? Captain Jack. Song. When did it come out? It came out in 1972. I'm talking about the remix, though. I want the remix. When did it come out? I want the remix. When did the remix come out? 2011. Damn, I was right, man. Yeah. Fuck. Good song. Doesn't get enough credit. I love how the R35 is just basically just trying to hide. Just trying to hide at this point. He's trying to move quietly, like low revs as well, so the tanks can't hear him. He's trying to be as quiet as possible in his movements. Again, I feel like the Germans are maybe a little bit too cautious. They're doing a good job of, like, taking map control, especially with their tanks. But I feel like they need to start being a little bit more aggressive. They need to mount up these half tracks and drive onto the perimeter of the cap and just overwhelming fire. They're being very cautious so far. Speaking of cautious, though, it sounds like the 363 heard what I was saying, and they're like, all right, fuck this. We're going in there. We can hear the R35. Boom, side shot, the R35 done. Just like that. Now is the time. Bring in the other tank. Bring in the other tank and just overwhelm them. There is no allied tanks on the board. That's another kill. Another tank kill for the 363 tank crew. Scott just team killed Kyle. Good job, Scott. Oh, and Scott, that's Karma there. He loses his head to the coaxial. The 363 Panzer 38 now is retreating back a little bit. But again, I would just stay on point. Just stay on point. Do damage. Take initiative. You know the allies aren't really going to be able to throw anything at you at this point. Just bomb it, camp. Where are the infantry now? Infantry, get in. Start clearing out these buildings. But yeah, German team has definitely been very, very cautious in their play tonight. They played well. Don't get me wrong. They played very well, but they've been a little bit slow. I think if they were a little bit more aggressive, they could be doing even better. Got actually friendly mortars from Eric here. Maybe trying to predict infantry pushing in. We do have infantry pushing in, though. We've got the 363 infantry who did excellent early on in the match, re-securing this objective. They're starting to move in. The 9SS are also moving in on the opposite flank. Mortars not doing a single thing to the Panzer 38. As the Panzer 38 is trying to put some shots into this building to clear it out. Jonathan got himself in a good position. Center of the building. Kermit! No! Kermit. And this is what the Panzer 38 needed to do. Not sus. Me? Sus? Yo, yes, I'm almost done with the video. I just need a song for timestamp. I have no idea, man. Here come the 363 infantry. Bismarck goes down. Jonathan traded. Gotta say though, the PIB squad have a good position here. It's gonna be so hard to push these stairs, especially for the Germans, because the Germans don't have like Woolly Pete. They can shoot at it with the tank. Yeah, that was it for me. Just blown the fuck up by the Panzer. F, man. What's your name in game, Kane? Uh-oh. Where did that grenade go? Oh, you're Kermit. Okay. And that's it for the Germans. Aside from Ludwig, who's hiding on the side here, he's going to get overwhelmed by the MP40s. Yeah, the MP40s just, again, the MP... Good job, though, by Lucky, as he went down, but he also took some Germans with him. So that is the Germans re-securing the center camp. Looking very strong. They have 2 tanks on the board. Or do they have 3 tanks now? Germans, their cautious play style paying off. They've reclaimed the majority of the camps. But now we've got the second respawn wave coming in for the Allies. And you can see the tanks already pushing forward. I'm honestly surprised they didn't hear the Panzer 38 in front of them. I'm actually surprised they didn't hear the Panzer 38. Could join another column so I can get named Rip Kermit. Nah. Kermit. I can't do a Kermit accent, I'm sorry. Miss Piggy. No, I can't do it. How does Kermit even sound? He's got like a weird whiny voice, right? I don't like the Muppets. I hate the Muppets. Speaking of the Muppets, the 6th-year Anakin. Panzer 38 gets hit by the Samoa. I was honestly expecting the 5th GB tank crew then to slap into the Samoa first, but that's not going to happen. We've also got the 2 half-tracks over here from the 5th Gigabyte division. Halfman, he gets taken down. 15 minutes left in the match. And we've got the R35. The R35 is up against the 363 tank crew. And finally, the 363 Panzer 38 tank crew has been eliminated. They've been alive this entire time. They have easily a tank ace. The Allies did lose a Renault 35 in the process, and they have been disabled in the Samoa. A mine was placed onto the back of the Samoa during the tank battle, so this Samoa is currently disabled. It needs infantry support to come help it so it can get repaired. The 5th Gigabytes, the 9SS, and the 363 capitalized on these tanks as quick as they could, making sure they were disabled. You can see the 2 half-tracks here that drove straight up to the tank. Whitman deciding, you know what, this is mine now. Whitman has claimed a Humvee. Look how big these fucking vehicles are, man. These are huge. Just look at the size of that Humvee next to these okay. I mean, the Samoa isn't dead yet. The Germans do need to realize that. The Samoa is still operational. There is a big gunfight going on over here. I completely missed out on this gunfight as the 6J have run up onto the 116 PCD, kind of splitting casualties. Nuffle here, cleaning up a few kills. And then he gets tagged by Skulls. Pretty much a squad wipe for both teams. The 6J lost their squad, but also the 116 also lost their squad. Samoa just trying to do some shots close. Yeah, I'm not quite sure what Whitman was planning there. But he does kind of block the line of sight for the Samoa a little bit. If the Samoa shoots now. Yeah, I don't know what the 9SS are doing here. They're, and also here comes the infantry. PIB rocking in infantry to try to support the tank. Hedgeman's still alive. Maka, you gotta hit him. You gotta hit him, Maka. That was Maka, there was no excuse there. Kind of getting a little bit sloppy now. Both teams are getting more and more aggressive. And look at this from the 6GA. Massive flank coming in from them here to take the center camp. Cheese right throwing a grenade. This can only end in tragedy if it's Cheese right throwing a grenade. Actually, a good grenade from Cheese right. Okay. Redeemed himself a little bit. Samoa's still alive. If the PIB can get over here and support the infant, Kennedy just killed Carlson. If the PIB can get over here and give this infantry support to the tank so he can repair his engine, that is probably going to throw the battle back into the hands of this, the Allies. As the 6J reclaim the center cap here, Herzig is trying to retreat, but caught, leaving him behind. Herzig, the only one alive now for the Germans on the center cap. What gun does he have? He has a... I can't see. This camera's too fast. I think he had a rifle. Car 98.
Just got shot after. That's no.
Got shot by... was that friendly shooting at him? Schmidt goes down. Ziegler retreating by the looks of it. White is out of his tank. He's getting the repairs down, repairing the tracks and the engine. PIB here. The PIB could take these half-tracks. Just bear that in mind. Again, in these events, you can take enemy transport vehicles. You usually can't take their tanks, but you can easily just jump in a half-track and just drive it to the camp. It's almost like, you know... I know what I'm talking about. There is still a lot of infantry alive, though, for the Germans. Both teams have used 2 respawn waves, so both teams only has 1 respawn wave each. The Allies do have the advantage because they have that tank on the board. They need to get repaired, though, and they need to get on cap because the Allies are heavily outnumbered when it comes to infantry. And it's the 363 infantry squad who have been playing very strong tonight. Got driving the half track forward. I imagine there's probably about 10 minutes left in the match. There is a 10-minute extra timer in case a cap is contested. If the central cap is contested, they add an extra 10 minutes on. Scott getting a good kill in there and Court. Court, who was the 363 tank crew leader, he gets cut down. Henzig is still on the inside. Zerglug with a good little flank there gets the kill on Scott. And again, that's infantry cut down. Art gets cut down. Only Kennedy alive on point, and it's going to be the Germans who reclaim the objective once again. Unless that Samoa can do some big plays. Watch out, Kennedy. I would just get inside Kennedy and hide. Honestly. You're a little bit outnumbered here. Don't bandage out in the open, Kennedy. Kennedy, this is how you lose your head. See? Kennedys, man. I had a few disconnects. Hopefully people can jump back on the server. I wish my mines did more damage to the tank instead of one track. I mean, one track is still good. If you had like a pioneer or your tanks to come finish the job off, it would have been good. Honestly, surprised you even managed to get one track because they added a radius around tanks where you can't place like a mine instantly next to a tank. So honestly, I was surprised you was even able to do one track. Samoa has gone to the point. Then that's a suicide mission. Yeah, don't worry. Yeah, we saw that you didn't make it out alive. We captured that. You did the job though. PIB losing their infantry as the 116 PCD cut them off. Only John Orange left. So it's John Orange and the Samoa tank crew left alive. Again, this Samoa, I would just start shooting. Just fucking shoot into every building. Suppressive fire everything. What does it matter at this point? Suppressive fire everything. As I imagine there's, again, about 10 minutes left. So it's up to the Allies now. The Allies are going to need to do a big push here. And a half track moving. Looks like Court got revived. And he managed to steal one of the half tracks back. My ear just popped. That's kind of... feels nice. My ear just popped and that feels nice. By the way, if you're new to the stream and you haven't already, as always, do remember to hit the follow button. Help me out massively. It lets you get notification when I go live. If there's any Twitch primes that haven't gone spent yet, I'll happily take those Jeff Bezos dollars. Give me those Jeff Pesos. Give me. It's free money from Amazon. Don't waste it. Thank you for killing Zergler. That was annoying me. And yeah, also make sure you go subscribe to the YouTube channel. It's free. It doesn't cost you any money. Trying to hit 1,000 subs by my birthday in April. And I do need to put more effort into the YouTube channel. More videos to come. Good shots going on here from the Samoa, though. It's picking up one kill here and there. It's all it needs to just... You've got unlimited ammo, basically. Just use it. Fuck it. I mean, he hasn't got unlimited ammo. Especially in a one live event, but... When you're the last one alive in a tank, you might as well just use your ammo. Yeah.
Watch out, German's close.
That was kind of unlucky. Also, how did Skultz not die to his own mines? Five minutes left in the event. 6GA. I think they've got one respawn left. They should do. So it's going to be now or never. John Orange, he also gets tapped at the very end there. Unless I miscounted, they should have one more respawn left. And honestly, at this point, it's just... or is that it? Is that game? Is that GG? I decided to not do a time lapse. Was it boring? Okay. Was that it? Did I miscount? I might have miscounted. If that's the end, let's have a look at the kills quickly. So in the end, we had 65 to 74, 83 wounds to 112, and 29 revives to 16. Top kills for the Allies, 11 with Shaw, I believe. On the Germans, it's got to be 12 with Steiner. That 363 tank crew. Close Lesman with 11 behind, and then Echo with 10. That is going to be a German victory. GG to the German team. Good game by everyone involved. Good job to the organisers. Thank you for allowing me to host and cast and all that good stuff. It's Shay. It's Shaw. YouTube. The end of the video, YouTube. As always, if you just watched this on YouTube and you made it to the end, please do remember to like and subscribe. YouTube. Bye-bye.
And a big thank you to last month's Twitch subscribers: Willdale 303, Yeetus McFeetus 69420 MLG, Yussus, Epics True, Just Press _, Hinkle _, Blomhauser, Coeyboy013, Lazy Titanium 145, Skyros, IR9 _ Lysander, Liberated, Mutlurk, Case25, Kaiser NG, Jabes MX, Merpinator, The CJ Reed, Callum Derp, Morning Calf, Tom the Milkman, Unheroic Isaac, Luna the Gamer Fox, Sash363VD, Bored Out of My Head, Call Me Davro, Bro Lifer, and It's Carl's Design.